Hey, everybody.
Good morning.
Tom Tizak, Jordan Kamakawa, Lifestyle Maui team. Hope everybody's doing well out there in the world and with the lockdown in some places, the unlockdown, the opening up. A lot of things are happening, which is exciting. Jordan, you have been doing anything fun lately?
Yeah, I've dined in at a few places. Went to Nuka, went to, gosh, where did I go recently? There was
Sauna.
a few places. Yeah, Isana. Going to Taverna tonight in Lahaina.
Oh,
So
nice.
making full use of going out and enjoying a nice dinner again. So that's cool.
I love it.
Also going to the gym, and that's been amazing. So yeah, it's I think it's positive steps
Oh,
right
speaking of the
direction.
gym, I see that it stinks. 24-hour fitness isn't reopening on Maui, huh?
Right. Yeah.
Uh,
So I think they went, and that was national too. So they, filed for bankruptcy and closed like 100 something gyms and
yeah.
Maui's one of them. So
Well, that sucks. I know, especially for those people that have been chomping at the bit to get back to the gym, because I know you were, and then all of a sudden to have it be, oh no, well, we're not even going to open, so now you got to go find a new home and all of that stuff. And I know, I'm not a gym guy, but I know that it's there's a special place about getting comfortable in the gym where you're at, and having to find that after everything. It's got to be sort of a challenge. So I feel for those people that are, um,
and the workers too.
yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of interesting. But yeah, what else is going on?
You're just to speak to the workers too. That's something else. I'm sad. We're now starting to see the businesses that aren't reopening on the island. And I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they were saying how they're really working hard to support the local businesses, even when there's other alternatives and there's big boxes. That they're really trying to stick with the local business that really right now need more than ever that
Mhm.
revenue. I at the mall. I was in the mall yesterday, and the Aloha Hat Company. Man, if you wear hats and you live in Hawaii, go to the Aloha Hat Company. These guys have been open at the shops a while every day. There's hardly anybody in, and they're so struggling. And it's such a great little company. It's a family-owned business. Um, I just want to throw that support out there. Just go buy a hat, whatever it is. Go buy a hat from them, and all those other small companies that are struggling to stay open right now. Just support
Mhm.
them. I just think it's so important as local Maui residents to be there and not going. I go to Amazon. I'm guilty of that because it's easy. But I just would just so much encourage everybody to don't go to Amazon. Go out and do something. Go do some local shopping at local businesses. Go to eat at the local restaurants. They've got it set up where it's safe. So anyway, sorry, that wasn't part of our plan, Jordan, but I tangent.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like restaurants too. I mean, they've been out for so long and now they're opening up. It's like, it feels good to go and support them. All the workers are happy and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
you
And
know,
give them some grace. That was the other thing. We were at a restaurant, and they were sort of fumbling a little bit. It's like, give them grace. These guys haven't been on the job. They're hiring new people. They're just trying to figure it out. It's a whole new protocol. So if
yeah.
you go and have if somebody makes a mistake, just smile and tip them a little extra instead of tipping them a little less, because they're all trying to figure it out. So,
Yeah.
um, what else has happened? So my wife and daughters are told me about something that's really cool. So all of our life raising our kids, we've also always put our kids in. We've been big advocates of reading books to them when they were little, and then encouraging them to read as they've grown up and to be young adults. And it's really cool that the libraries every summer have reading programs for the kids. Um, but this year, the State of Hawaii Library has a really cool program, and it's a phone app, and they're giving away 4 tickets anywhere Alaska Airlines travels for a lucky winner. And I was just going to read it if that's okay, Jordan, because it was in
Yeah, go for
yesterday's
it.
newspaper. And it says phone app reading program launched. The Hawaii State Public Library System has launched a virtual summer reading program with a statewide reading goal of 10 million minutes and a grand prize drawing of 4 round-trip tickets on Alaska Airlines. The program, which began Monday, so just a couple days ago, and runs through August 31st, allows residents of all ages, which is cool because now I can be part of this. I can win those tickets, or you can win these tickets.
I better
Uh,
start.
well, what's cool is it's not only reading, it's listening. So you can do audible books, which is what I
Audible.
do all the time. So I'm excited about that. Of all ages, to use an easy mobile phone app to access virtual activities, programs, crafts, and take the challenge to read and log 100 minutes. For every 100 minutes of reading logged, library patrons are rewarded with a virtual badge, downloadable activity, and an automatic entry. So for every 100 minutes you read, you get an entry into the drawing. Automatic entry in the lucky prize drawing. The more a person reads, the better their chances to win the lucky grand prize drawing for 4 round trip tickets to Alaska. We will be on Alaskan Airlines wherever they fly. And to register, visit librarieshawaii.org/summer reading. So librarieshawaii.org/summer reading. And
That's pretty cool.
And if you don't have a library card, state of Hawaii, you can apply for one online. So you probably have to have a state of Hawaii library card to do this. But I just think it's so cool that they're doing it, and it's sponsored by the Friends of the Library, and I love that. So
yeah, encouraging reading. And you said round trip tickets to Alaska, or you meant Alaska?
No, I was stumbling. I was reading and talking, and it was 4 round trip tickets to anywhere Alaska Airlines flies.
Oh, okay. So it's not just people that just want to go fishing in Alaska. They can go anywhere.
My neighbor's
That's
fishing
really cool.
Alaska.
I mean, I imagine parents are going to be encouraging, like telling their kids they have to read now.
Well, we always
win that trip.
Win that trip, man. And I think it's a great opportunity.
Cool. It is really cool. Yeah.
Much to my dismay, I have never been a big reader. I just have a struggle with that. But my kids, my wife was instrumental in getting our kids to be readers all of their lives. I mean, from as soon as we could read books to our kids, we would read them 3 books a night. And it's so powerful. The power of reading and listening.
That's why your kids are so smart.
You know what, Jordan? I really believe that's why my kids are so smart, that has a lot to do with their education, their love for it. That's the other thing. So if you can instill that in some kids, I think that would be so, so cool. And hey, what better opportunity to say you get a chance to win 4 Alaskan Airline tickets. So
speaking of travel, yes. Inter-island travel, I think we should mention this. Inter-island travel opened up yesterday so no 14-day quarantine if you're traveling from island to island. Alex Velto says he wants to. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. They opened it up yesterday. Some people, I saw the news and stuff, people were like already flying and stuff like that. It's encouraging because, there's been there's families that live here and they couldn't visit each other without staying 14 days in quarantine. So that really was positive, I feel. And good that they're taking steps to, open up at least inter-island travel and whatnot.
Yeah, I agree. I saw that. Oh, sorry, Jordan.
No, go for it. Yeah.
I saw a gentleman, a grandpa, coming off the airplane, and he was so excited. He goes, "I finally get to see my 10 grandkids." And it's,
that's cool.
I don't have any grandkids, but I couldn't imagine what it would be like to, for months, because they live on different islands. So exciting for that. And I think it's good because they're, the airlines and the airports and the government is now being able to test fire systems to figure out how to get people safely on and off the island. And I think that's the process that we really need to get figured out. We were talking before the show about, does this now, as difficult as it has been to get to Hawaii, has been a challenging thing, and a lot of our guests. But on a positive note, it's like the bright side of this is, wow, Hawaii is had a very low impact of COVID-19, and we potentially will be one of the safest places for people to travel to if they follow the rules, right? And I think that, I think that's not a terrible thing. I think their demand for tourism, our possibility for safe, great tourism is going to be pretty cool going forward in the future. We were chuckling about the state of Hawaii doesn't have rabies because they had quarantine on dogs for years and years and years because it was a rabies-free state, and they've now created a system to protect our our island from rabies. And I think it's sort of a similar kind of thing. It's like, how do we be safe? How do we figure out how to make it as safe as possible? And with that comes the possibility for all our guests to be safer than going possibly some other places where it might not be as safe. So as we work through this in the country, I'm rambling, Jordan. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, of course, we're still the date keeps getting pushed out. So right now, as of right now, they said it extends to July 31st. If you didn't know that, so technically, right now, as of right now, August 1st will be the first day that they'll lift that. But of course, it's a moving target, has been for a while. So it's important, if you are planning on to come out here, make sure you can reach out to us. We'll be able to tell you what the latest updates are, but make sure you're keeping ahead of that.
Yeah, and I think. Oh, go ahead.
No, and I think it's just important to just keep abreast of what's happening here. But yeah, like Tom said, I mean, yeah, it's always been a safe place for and they're very strict for good reason about like even invasive species and stuff like that. So this is it's not new. They can control it in a sense, what comes in, what goes out. So
yeah, so like I was talking to a client this morning, it's like, just be prepared to get a test before you leave. CVS, I think, is doing tests. I think there's still some challenges of where you can get a test and where you can't. But if you're testing before, and then when you get here, you're testing, to be able to be here and get out of quarantine. I know that I saw a lady on the news last night, and I thought it was pretty powerful because it wasn't somebody who was bitching and complaining about, I don't want to come because I got to go through quarantine. She actually got here, did her 14-day quarantine, and then they interviewed her, and she was all excited because she got to go out. She said, but I don't understand why I couldn't have gotten here, gone into quarantine, got a test, and then if I didn't have it, why I couldn't then be released. And I think that's one of the things we're going to maybe see as well is a short term is, hey, you have a testing program in place. You get here, you test, you go to quarantine, your test comes back, you're clean, then off you can go. So that may make more sense instead of just a blanket test. And, I've said this before, I sure wouldn't want to be a politician. I wouldn't want to be the president of anything today. It's a challenge to make the right decisions and the right choices all the way through. So all that being said, they're doing what they can do. And Josh Green is the other one. I would tell you, if you want to get out here and you want to, Josh Green posts a lot. He's on Instagram. I think it's Josh Green, Lieutenant Governor, or something like that on Instagram. But he was just talking about maybe the system changing a little bit before August 3rd or July 31st too, and trying to put some maybe different protocols in. So it's a moving target. And I think that they're safely just saying, hey, not until July 31st. And then rentals, that was the other thing. I don't know if we talked about it, Jordan, last week, but short-term vacation rentals are now allowable for people in the state. Meaning, if you come into quarantine, you have to quarantine at a hotel. But if you are from another island or from this, you want to do a staycation or jump islands, you can stay at an Airbnb, a STR, or you can do a condominium that's in that's a vacation rentable property. So, which is good. I think we're going to see some little bit of test fire on that experience as well as we start to open up. And I know there's a lot of pressure with lawsuits against the government about restraint of trade, or I don't know what they're calling it, but so there's pressure there too. So that will all shake out, I think, in the next 20 to 30 days. And like anything, when the government gets pressure, they start to reevaluate, or they didn't realize that they were doing something that was affecting a mass of people. And then the people stand up and they say, hey, we don't like this. And then the government has to step back and say, oh, we didn't realize that would affect. So I don't think the governor is sitting there in his office saying, ooh, what can I do to screw somebody? That's not at all the case. But
you sure about that? No, I'm just joking. let's not do
no. But
no, I agree. I think it's healthy that they're hearing some flashback from particular owners and stuff like that. It's stuff that they're not thinking about, and it affects people in a lot of ways. So I think they just need to hear all sides of the,
Yeah.
all sides of the spectrum. So,
And I was on a call yesterday morning, or uh, real estate meeting, and our attorney for the real estate association, he said, I love lawsuits. And everybody was like, oh yeah, of course you're a lawyer. He goes, and it's not because I'm an attorney, it's because what lawsuits do. Lawsuits open other people's eyes to, hey, there's a problem here, and let's evaluate, was this law written? Because he said legislators write laws based on their perspective. They don't always see everybody's perspective, and a lawsuit brings a lot more people's perspective and allows people to evaluate the judiciary system, evaluate, was that a good law? And I thought, wow, what a great way to put it. I think that was really well said in what he proposed. So anyway, chocolate. What do you think about chocolate, Jordan?
I love chocolate even more now.
Yeah.
So we went to a Maui Kuia chocolate. What is that? Estate? Is that what it's called? Maui Kuia chocolate estate or something.
It's something. Estate Maui Kuia chocolate. Maui chocolate. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't have. But yeah, it's estate chocolate. That's what they called it.
So we did a Taste of Paradise, our first one in forever, and it was the most amazing experience. I have a new appreciation for chocolate, as well as a wealth of knowledge, like a lifetime of knowledge of how to eat chocolate, how it's made and sourced, and all this stuff. And it was really, really cool. What was his name? Gunners.
Gunners, the CEO, and then Kirshner was the manager, and then Ashley was the marketing person, and it was a lot of fun.
Great team. Yeah. And the thing that I didn't know going into it, and I heard as we got there, was that it's all 100% of the what they make of the profit goes to nonprofit, right? Is that what
100% of their net profit goes to nonprofits here on the island. So he said,
I thought that was amazing.
They invested millions and millions of dollars into this company, and he said, we haven't made any money yet, but we were just opening up our retail stores. So their retail store is now open up across from Star Noodle in Lahaina, and they were just getting ready to open. They just got all their permits, and then COVID-19 hit, so it's sort of stymied them a little bit. But great chocolate, really interesting.
Amazing. Yeah.
And it's just a really great company. The people that are there are just salt of the earth, and it just was so much fun. So we're going to end up with, I think I shared this with you, and I talked to Kenny earlier. Kenny's getting on it. He's scrambling today, so he's not with us, trying to get ready to fly back to Maui. But we're going to end up with 3 shows out of that. We're going to have a in-depth show that won't be posted on our Facebook page, but on our YouTube channel, and it's how to eat chocolate, which I'm excited about that one, because Gunners gave a whole story about how the right way to eat chocolate is. We're going to have a behind the scenes, sort of like a Taste of Paradise, how it's made. And then we're going to have in front of the house of a Taste of Paradise about Maui Kuia chocolate and what they're doing. So because we had so much, it was such a great opportunity. We had so much information that we're going to give them some great opportunities to talk about the company. So we are excited about that.
Definitely. Yeah.
So that'll be Friday. That hopefully will get done. Kenny's traveling Friday, but I think he'll have that out. And so excited about that. And
I had to work out extra hard at the gym after we did that, because ate so much
chocolate. Was it the chocolate or the wine?
Oh yeah, that too. He was like, it pairs great with wine, and he bought out, what did he bring out? Mele,
20-year-old Tawny Port.
Tawny Port, and then also what was the one?
Maui wine.
Yeah.
Maui
so we sat it down, and it was like, what was it, like 10 o'clock in the morning? We're like,
yeah.
Oh, if this is the way we got to do it, I guess we got to do it.
The things we do for our people out there we endure drinking that wine at 10 o'clock in the morning. It was fun. And then after that, I took my daughters, because my daughters went with us. I took my daughters over to Mala Tavern, which was right on the water. It's such a beautiful spot right there, and had.
So they were opening for.
They were open
that day.
Just Mala. The Honu's was not open, I don't think, and I don't think the Mexican restaurant.
No.
Yeah, I don't think that was open. Well, at least when we were there, but Mala was open. And if you haven't ever been there, it's a little house that's built out over the water. It's one of the
right on the water,
and it's spectacular. So, and we went for lunch, and boy, I had a burger that I couldn't finish. but I did anyway.
Don't want it to go to waste, man.
No.
Yeah.
Cool. And then the last thing I think I wanted to just share with us, I'm sort of excited. We've been busy. I mean, Jordan, you've been showing property. We've been selling property. The whole new protocol of selling real estate. We have been proactive in that, and I've got Jordan. You got a contract on one of your properties from somebody here locally yesterday.
Yep.
We went under contract on a property on, I think it was Monday, with somebody that is sight unseen buyer. So we're working through that. I represent the sellers, but they've been through, and I spent an hour in the property yesterday with their agent, and he did an amazingly thorough job of going through. So we did that. I did another sight unseen deal a couple of weeks ago, so we're getting ready to process through that. And it's just a different experience. And then we've got one more that I'm working on another one of my listings that we've been negotiating on another one. So the market is happening. It's slower. I was watching Fidelity does some statistics. I think we're at about 50% of transactionally of what we were a year ago. So although it's slower, we're still figuring, there are agents like Jordan and our team that has figured out how do we do this to help our clients, because there's still people that need to buy and sell, want. So
yeah, I think it's important. Like we mentioned this before, but we've been doing sight unseen deals and helping clients on the mainland, all before this happened. I've sold a handful to 10 sight unseen properties so far, and Tom's, I don't know, you sold a ton,
Yeah.
So I mean, it's one of those things that we're not strangers to. So
I did my first one 19 years ago with old school photographs, and
really,
yeah, it was a property.
you couldn't even video it or anything.
It was before. That was 2001. It was before handheld video. It was before phones had video. It was before phones had cameras. Probably, I most likely went with a real camera, took pictures. There was digital photography then, so I probably went and took pictures with my camera, downloaded it into my computer, and sent the email off to the client.
You should try to document that. You may be the first sight unseen sale on Maui. Huh?
I don't think I was. I mean, people have been doing it even before. Yeah. I think people did it before that, did it with printed photos.
Jeez. Yeah, no, I mean, I was helping a client. I've been doing FaceTime tours or video. Like I did a couple properties for her. And it's just so easy nowadays, for us to manage that and really give a good in-depth tour, almost like, you're there. So
yeah,
it's cool that what technology has kind of come to. It makes it a lot easier. So.
Yeah, and I think that will change I said months ago when this all started, the number one thing we're going to see is technology is going to change the way we do business on a good note, because now people who were restricted saying, oh, I want to buy that condo, but I can't because I can't get there. We now have that sense of comfort in a way bigger way to be able to do it online. And I think it's having a relationship for the consumer, having a relationship with an agent that they feel has their best interest at heart. And, that's always been our mantra is the customer's best experience is number one. But once you have that relationship, it makes it pretty easy to do it online. So, all right, man.
I think we're good. What are we? Yeah. If you guys have any other questions or what's going on here on Maui, reach out to us. We love to chat. And
Jordan, how do they get a hold of you if they don't like me and they like you?
So you guys want to call 808-264-4123. They're like, oh man, I was hoping that he was going to say that.
How about it? All right. And
where do they reach you?
808-280-2055. And we are both happy to help you. And we truly believe that whoever you feel, more comfortable with, we'd love to have you reach out to us. If you just even have questions, or you're thinking, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, reach out to us and we'll sort of have that introductory interview, and say, hey, this is what we think. This is what we're seeing. Maybe you should wait. If you've got property you want to sell, right now I've got several clients that I'm dealing with that are saying, I want to reposition my portfolio. And they've got a bunch of rental properties in the mainland. And they're saying, I really think it's time for me to take one of my or two of my rental properties out of my boring portfolio, meaning that they're just traditional long-term rentals, and move it into a Hawaii style vacation rental property so that I can still write it off. I get, the tax benefits of it, and I can still uh, utilize it, and that's so you can do all of those things, and that will work within somebody's portfolio. So, and we're seeing more and more of that concept as people are saying, I want to reevaluate where I'm at, where I'm going, where I'm staying. So,
All right, guys. Aloha.
Thanks, man.
Have a
Take
great
it,
Wednesday.
everybody. Aloha.